So, good morning. Today we'll be studying the last type of probability sampling, that is cluster sampling. We have already finished three types of sampling in probability sampling: stratified sampling, systematic sampling, and simple random sampling. Now, what is cluster sampling? Cluster sampling is a probability sampling technique where researchers divide the population into multiple groups. That is we called as a cluster. So the name has came as a cluster because of multiple groups in the population itself for research. There is a group. So again there is a subgroup. So that's how he created the cluster there. So researcher then select random groups with a simple random or systematic random sampling, okay, technique for data collection and data analysis. So what we are doing here, either we go for simple random or systematic random. But before going to that, we are making clusters. Okay, then in that cluster, we are going for the research. Okay, a survey, so going for sampling. Now, example, if I say a researcher want to conduct a study to judge the performance of sophomores in business education across the US. So it is impossible to conduct a research study that involves a student in every university because of huge data available. So what we do instead of by using cluster sampling, the researcher can club the university from each city into one cluster. So all cluster will become a one cluster. So then cluster then define all the sophomore student population in US. Next, either using simple random sampling or systematic random sampling and randomly pick cluster for the research study wherever you want to do. But before you have to do a cluster here. So subsequently, by using simple or systematic sampling, the sophomores from each of these selected clusters can be chosen on whom to conduct the research study. It's an example. So what we are doing here is we are making a cluster. Then we are using either simple random sampling or systematic random sampling. Now, if you look at the definition, cluster sampling is defined as a sampling method where the researcher create a multiple cluster of people from a population where they are indicative of homogeneous characteristics and have an equal chance of being the part of the sample. Okay, so what we are doing, we are going for a sampling method and we are creating the multiple cluster. Okay, and where they are indicative of homogeneous characteristics, same characteristic, and we are going for the making the cluster. Again, example, if you see, consider a scenario where an organization looking to survey the performance of smartphones across Germany or India, whatever you choose, that is left to you, smartphones. So they can divide the entire country's population into cities. So cities will become here cluster and select further towns with the highest population and also filter those using the mobile devices. So now you are creating a cluster, and in that cluster you will be going for the sampling. Now, what are the different types of cluster sampling? So mainly there are two ways to classify these sampling techniques. The first way is based on the number of stages followed to obtain the cluster sample. And the second way is the representation of groups in the entire cluster. So in most cases, sampling by cluster happens over multiple stages. A stage is considered to be the step what we taken to get to the desired sample, what we are looking for. So we can divide this technique into single stage, two stage, and multi-stage. So if you look at the first one, that is single stage cluster sampling. So single stage means only one. Okay, just once we are going for it. So example, if we take for single cluster, is an NGO wants to create a sample of girl across 5 neighboring towns to provide education. So using single stage sampling, the NGO randomly select towns to form a sample and extend help to the girls different from of education in those towns. That can be done single stage. Two stage. So instead of selecting all the elements of a cluster, only a handful members are chosen from each group by implementing systematic or simple random sampling. So what example we can say is, so a business owner wants to explore the performance of his or her plants that are spread across various parts of the US. So the owner create cluster of the plants. He or she then select a random sample from these cluster to conduct the research. So here we are having two stage. Okay. Multiple stage cluster. So here sampling takes a step or few steps further than two-stage sampling. So for conducting effective research across multiple geographies, one needs to form complicated clusters that can be achieved only using the multiple stage sampling techniques. Okay. So example, if you see multiple stage sampling by clusters, an organization intend to survey to analyze the performance of smartphones across Germany that we have seen. And they can divide the entire population into cities that those become clusters and select cities with the highest population and also filter those using mobile devices. What happens in these different types is in the first is you're just going for one nearby. Second is you are he's the you are selecting more clusters. Okay, the two stage. But here there are multiple stage clusters. So you are going to study the different cluster all over the country. Example. Now, how we do this? Steps to conduct the cluster sampling. First is sample. Obviously, we have to go for sample, create and evaluate sampling frames, then determine the group which we are going to study. In that, select the clusters what we are making, then create subtypes in that particular cluster. So first is sample, design the target audience and also the sample size, how much you would like to go for. That is your sample size out of the population or universe. Create and evaluate sampling frames. So here, a frame by using their an existing framework or creating a new one for the target audience, whichever you feel. So evaluate framework based on coverage and clustering and make adjustment accordingly. So once you make the existing framework or anything you're choosing, so based on that, what you have to do is you have to make the clusters. Okay, you have to what do you call, make a different cluster, then adjustment as per the requirement. These groups will be varied considering the population, which can be exclusive and comprehensive. Members of a sample are selected individually. So samples individually means that in the cluster, we will be taking the samples. Determine groups. So the number of groups are by including the same average members in each group. Make sure each of these groups are distinct from one another. They should have a different characteristics. They should be heterogeneous, not homogeneous. That is one cluster. Select cluster. Choose cluster by applying a random selection. Then create subtypes. It is bifurcated into two-stage and multi-stage subtypes based on the number of steps followed by researcher to form the cluster. One is a type and then it will be a subtype. Okay. So these are the steps we follow. Now, where we do this application of cluster sampling. So this sampling technique is used in the area or geographical cluster sampling for market research. So a broad geographic area can be expensive to survey in comparison to surveys that are sent to cluster that are divided based on region. Excuse me. Yeah. These samples numbers have to be increased to achieve accurate results. But the cost of saving involved make this process of rising cluster attainable. If you more and more cluster, then more and more cost. So if you want to cover huge area, a broad geographical area, obviously that will be expensive because the more the cluster, more the time spent, and you have to spend money also. Cluster sampling in statistic technique is widely used in statistics where the researcher can't collect data from the entire population as a whole. So then he can go for cluster sampling. That is the most economical and practical solution for statistician doing the research. Okay, all the types, it depends on how you are going to do sampling. Okay, that is in your hand. What type of sampling in probability, again, what type of sampling you are choosing. That is all left to the research. Take the example of researcher who is looking to understand the smartphone usage in Germany that we have already seen. So he will create a cluster in Germany on the basis of cities. So this sampling method is also used in situations like wars and natural calamities to draw interference of the population. That also can be done, inference of population. Where collecting data from every individual residing in the population is impossible. So what you can do is you make a cluster, go there, take a sample from few, and then you can find out the study. Advantages. So first is consumes less time and cost because you are making cluster out of huge population and geographically you are dividing it. So here you will be less work, less time and cost also. So highly, if only the more or more clusters there, then it will be very costly. So it's better you make the some very few clusters. It is highly economical method to observe cluster instead of randomly doing throughout a particular region that will cost huge by allocating a limited number of resource to those selected clusters. Here we are going for simple random or systematic sampling, but before going to that, we are making the clusters. So convenient access, researchers can choose large samples with this sampling technique and that all increase accessibility to various different clusters. So that is very convincing, easily. Data accuracy, since there can be large samples in each clusters, loss of accuracy in information per individual so can be compensated because the sample size what we are taking from each cluster will be high number, so accuracy will be good there. So data accuracy, ease of implementation, cluster sampling facilitated information from various areas and groups also because that you can make it as a cluster. The researcher can quickly implement it in practical situation compared to other probability sampling method. Create a cluster. In that cluster, that go for the sample. Now, differences if you see the cluster sampling and stratified sampling. In cluster, elements of population are randomly selected to be part of a group. That is nothing but a cluster. Here, the researcher divide the entire population into even segment that we call it as a strata. Okay, last class we have seen. Members from randomly selected cluster are a part of this sample. But here, researcher consider individual component of that strata, okay, randomly to be part of sampling units. Here randomly, but here individually. Researcher maintain homogeneity between clusters, but here it is researcher maintain homogeneity within the strata, but here it is between the clusters. Researcher divide the clusters naturally, but here researchers or statistician primarily decide the strata division. So the key objective is to minimize the cost involved and enhance competence, especially in the cluster sampling. But when we look at the objective of stratified sampling, so here the key objective is to conduct accurate sampling, and stratified is more accurate than cluster. So along with the properly represented population that we will be studying. So these are the two differences. If you read carefully, you can understand it easily.